What's up, friends, and welcome back to another video. This is going to be the part 3 of America's Hidden Homeless in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. If you haven't seen the first two parts, I suggest you going back and watching those as this interview continues on from where we last let off. The camera did die at the end of the last video, but we're going to continue on from right when I started recording again, which was just a few minutes later, and we'll just go from there. I appreciate y'all checking out the video, and I hope y'all enjoy.
I hope to haven't used up too much.
No, Mr. Bill, you're fine.
You're really good. Like, I'm just documenting the whole area and show that people are people, you know, and not just...
Yeah, good. And some, like her, they clean up.
Yeah.
Like Curry's did.
Well, I brought big, like 55-gallon trash bags on Saturday, but it was raining, so they weren't out here, but I left like 4 jugs of water and that, so that, because she was asking for trash bags last time I was here, and I work as a delivery driver and I have a van, so I was telling them if they, anytime they fill up trash bags, set it like right there, or even right here if it needs to be hidden from the street.
Yeah, it'd probably be set inside.
Yeah, you could even set it behind the pallet or over here, and if y'all don't mind, I could just walk right here, grab them, and bring them to my van and take them to my dumpster.
Can I tell y'all something I need?
That's great.
What's up?
I need a machete, and I really need a shovel.
Machete and a shovel.
I had a machete.
No, I did, but somebody took it. I guess they're scared, you know.
That's a big problem out here.
Yeah.
But,
always thieves.
But I have a spot in here in my tent that I've been putting everything, you know, so people don't steal it.
Yeah.
They don't go in there because they can't see.
So if you go out, say to Walmart or whatever, someone else will come here and take something real quick while y'all are gone normally?
If there's somebody that passes through that knows that there's people here, and they don't think somebody's here, they'll snatch something real quick.
And that's a problem that y'all face a lot?
Yes.
Really?
And they won't even be homeless people.
Really?
Yeah, some of them don't. Some of them have homes.
Just being dicks?
Just because they are drug addicts, pretty much.
Okay.
But some people are addicts and they don't have a problem with not having homes because they got relatives they can go stay with or you know, stuff like that. There's a lot of people out here that perceive to be homeless that are not homeless. They go home every night and they have shelter every night. They have food every night.
I was reading about that. It's like a homeless housed problem that is happening here. Like, people are housed, but they'll go out instead of
and still act like they're homeless.
Yeah, act like they're homeless.
But there's people that are homeless, like me and Tevin, and you know other people that were here.
Yeah.
That do not have any way of going home and getting out of the weather.
Yeah.
And we don't have ways to go in and get food or water or taking baths. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I have that thing right there I found in the back the other day when I was cleaning up that area back there. So, and hopefully I could use it to, you know, wash up and stuff like that, or wash clothes or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
They used to have those things when, you know, back in the old days, you scrape some clothes up and hang it up.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll have a little area for some clothesline, and I'll, you know, have a little whole something going.
You can maybe even turn the pallet this way and hang clothes in it, in the slots. At least like maybe 4 clothes.
Well, what you could do is you could hang it from some trees, like flat, and maybe 2 or 3 of them, and then hang the hooks, the hangers on.
Yeah, that would work good too.
Yeah.
A little closet or something.
Hey, I want to ask you a question. Had you been on back there?
No.
I have not. No.
Well, if you'll see the
Aftermath.
worst problem that I think it's only the veil thing and all that stuff. There's so much junk back there.
Is there people back there?
Not anymore. They moved out. But I only after the policemen came up here. Did I tell you that?
I heard something.
Yeah. I don't know, the new housing police officer, the homeless police officer, he came by one day, and it was right after we moved in, Mr. Bill, so I was hoping that he didn't think that we did any of this mess. And I was like, no, I'm cleaning up, but he could tell I was in the process of straightening up some, and he was watching me build that little fireplace, but he was talking about how nasty it was, and I was like, well, I just moved in, but I'm trying to clean up some. And he went on back, and then on his way back through, he said, oh my God, it is, how do you say it? He said, it is unbelievable how nasty it is. I said, yeah, I know. I said, all I can say is I can work on it. A little at a time.
Yeah,
just don't be mad and kick me out from being up here. Because last time, they bulldozed the whole area down, you know? Like,
I noticed that.
We did a lot of, what is that thing? It's like a skid steer thing. It's got a rotating thing on
Tiller.
up here, he can raise it up or down.
Yeah.
They had a pile of all the garbage and junk over there, right out there to get in a truck somehow, and they decided to track straight.
Yeah, I saw it. It was like late summer or something
Yeah.
that they did that, right?
It's about 8 feet tall and 30 feet wide.
Yeah, it was a
Dang
lot
it.
of
And the
trash.
driver of that said, man, I could hardly breathe in there, it stunk so bad.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I would say so.
Hey, it's nice to meet you. I better go.
Okay.
Thank you for stopping by, darling.
Thank you.
It was nice meeting you, man.
Yeah, man.
Have a good rest of your
Say
day.
your name again.
Cameron. Philip, right?
Bill.
Bill.
Why
Why did I think?
Philip, he said,
Listen, I don't
Maybe I
expect
heard
anybody to remember my name.
Man, I remember
have
your name,
such
Mr.
a
Bill.
bad time. So, anyway. Man,
Maybe
yeah,
I thought you said. I don't know. That's my bad. I'm bad with names.
No, that's not bad. I don't care if anybody calls me the wrong name.
Wrong
As long as
name.
it's not shithead or something like
You're
that.
late for dinner,
Like in
huh?
boot camp, we all got called names like that.
Shit.
But, well, anyway.
Thank you for stopping by, darling. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But
Good
I
to
hope
see
you can't tell I've been working, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll do a little bit more probably later on this
And it
afternoon.
used to be, the path went right through there, but they're kind of...
Yeah, I was trying to block people off from bringing stuff back through here some more.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
trying to keep them from out of here. I put
I
that
wanna
up too,
check back
so they
there.
stop bringing stuff back.
Yeah, a railroad tie. Now, don't get too much creosote on
I
it.
didn't do that.
Have you seen the program, Homestead Rescue?
No.
It's a family from Alaska. Well, it's the father and his two older children that there are the children, and his wife is still back in Alaska, and they go all over the country helping people. They've been trying to be a homestead, and their crops are failing or their water's no good,
Yeah.
which is the case in a couple of them. It's
Yeah.
almost poisonous, and or they have too many predators taking their animals, or the gardens won't grow, or the dang house is
Not livable.
run down. And they will build houses, barns, make gardens, build water
See, we
supplies.
was talking about doing the same thing
Yeah.
for homeless people, though. We want to go to different cities and have a designated area for homeless people to live and be able to keep their area clean and be able to survive, you know,
Yeah.
instead of having to go and do and have the city have to have so much resources to help. If you just build the right place, then they could do it themselves. And it wouldn't be so much on the city to have to do.
Yeah.
And on top of it, it'll give them a safe environment, designated, so they don't have to be, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Bill?
Especially women.
Yeah, especially women. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's all about how you handle the situations
Yeah.
in every place. Now, I don't know if they're benefiting from having to do things the way that they're doing it right now, but if they're not happy with the way the housing or the way the homeless people are going and how they're doing, then they need to make it easier for them to be able to survive and so they don't have to do all this nasty mess and have a place for us to wash our clothes that are outrageous expensive that only homeless people can use.
If I had to guess, I think the problem, because I was reading 2 years ago, the federal government gave the Mississippi government $1.1 billion
That didn't go
to
nowhere.
help with homeless people.
It didn't go
in the
to us.
Yeah,
I
but
bet Brett Favre got part of it because now he's finally getting sued for the
I
money.
think that might have been where some of it
Well,
went. Probably.
see, I know that they got a whole bunch of money in recently. I can't tell you how I heard this, but Hattiesburg got a bunch of money here recently too.
Really?
And yeah, they're starting to give homeless people housing again, but I haven't seen anybody be housed since Psycho and them got housed. A few more of us got housed, but then the rest of us are still out here, but we're just scattered.
Yeah.
You know, they broke us all up to where now we're not keeping in touch with each other so much. We're not too familiar on everybody's situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I heard that Changes is closing. Okay, that's one of our resource
know that?
centers. That's one of 2 resource centers that is supposed to close.
Really?
It's the old Ford company where now they repair the police cars.
Oh, I've seen that place. Yeah.
Okay, so how are we supposed to do anything?
They're
after
closing that place?
Yes.
Wait, I thought that's where the police get their cars repaired.
No, that part's gonna still be open. You know that.
Oh, so there's 2
But-
parts of that building.
Yes.
Okay, I was wondering because I've always seen like homeless people chilling at that table right there.
No, they're not. Yeah,
They use
that's not
the
what you're saying.
showroom
This-
and those offices.
Yeah, but
I was just going to say, in one of the projects they did, I'm sorry,
you're fine.
in one of the projects they did, the guy had a whole bunch of creosoted 2x10s, and so they used them to build roof over a barn that was not enclosed.
It did, like I
And
said.
they were all getting, their faces were all red, their eyes were red, their hands, it was the creosote. And so
It was
they
what?
had to get out of there after they finished that day. And they were all affected by the vapor coming off of it. Now that's old, but
That's what that is, making my hands red like it do?
Yeah.
Okay, my hands will be blood red sometimes, and I
Really?
cannot figure out
Yeah.
why. I was like, oh my God, what's
Bad
wrong with me?
part.
But it's from that thing?
Yeah.
Well, see, I was on it the other day, and I wrote down this,
Yeah,
I wrote down, you saw it?
that was nice.
Yeah, but the rain washed it off. But I was thinking about doing it again on something that was a little more
The chalk
permanent.
colored.
Yeah, it's something about,
Everybody.
everybody's at war, and it's something, but understanding is the key of peace. You know,
Yeah.
you have to be understanding other people's pain. In other words, you have to be aware that somebody else is suffering just like you. We're all
Yes.
at war.
Yes.
Now, being understanding is the key to peace.
Yeah.
So.
I'm afraid I've been in the way of that camera.
No,
Oh,
you're fine.
he's got more than
You're
one.
fine. I got 2 rolling. We're good.
But he's gonna break it down anyway. It's gonna be different pieces, and he's gonna do a whole thing and put it online,
Yeah.
Cool.
so we can help get some going for everybody.
Yeah. Once I get that up, I'll get it back out here to you, so you and
Look at it.
yeah,
That'd
so
be
you
awesome.
can look at it and shit.
Mr. Bill would enjoy that too.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta run. I'm gonna go down here and sweep the gravel off of the road. Somebody at that street where there's concrete on the right side, that's way down
Yeah.
before the stoplight. Some truck full of gravel must have turned on there, and it got gravel all over both lanes and the turn lane. Somebody on a motorcycle or a bicycle
Is gonna get hurt?
is trying to escape.
Yeah. You was about to trip over it. I was getting it out your way. I ain't gonna
Oh,
burn
yeah,
it. I
see,
have to
It was
watch
nice
it.
meeting you, Mr. Bill.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
The things
I'll
will
see you
blow up.
later, too.
Yeah, I'll
See
see
you
you later, darling.
All right. Bye-bye.
He is awesome.
He's a little peculiar, but it's awesome to me because he don't think like everybody else does. He thinks outside the box.
Yeah.
But he's like my nephew, my sister's oldest son. He's very gifted.
Yeah.
He's very smart, and he's ADHD. They call it something. I can't remember the name of it. No, it's in that class of family, but it's almost autistic.
Asperger's?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, Elon Musk
but
has Asperger's.
but it's not. People have mistaken that thinking that autistic people are slow.
Well, yeah, the
They're
richest
not.
person in the world has Asperger's.
You should hear it at nighttime when you're asleep. You get used to it after a while, though. We don't even hear it come through when we're asleep.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of peaceful.
Yeah, it's like
calming,
one of them
actually.
loud fans or something.
Yeah.
Like them box fans, you know.
When I first was out here, though, I was scared. It was when I was younger. I got hit by one in a little
shit.
S10 truck. I was in an S10 truck, little S10, and it was me, my mama, my brother, and my sister. And for some reason, God told my mama put it in neutral. She said she put it in neutral, and she was able to back up just enough for it to push us, like bump us out the way. Boom.
Damn.
But God had his hand on us because the fire department said, that any other time that truck would have got drugged for miles. He
That's
said y'all would have died. He said y'all are blessed. She said I know it was like he had a bubble around us. We just bounced. But really, all I remember is looking and it being around a curve. And I said my eyes got real big and I looked at my mom and she said I was just white. She said it's like I knew. And I went like 5 years old.
Yeah.
And it was like we're fixing to die.
That shit's crazy.
But, yeah, when I was young, right there in Pickey, career.
Damn.
It was crazy. It was my brother's 3rd birthday, actually.
Really? I wanted to piggyback off of something that Bill was saying.
Did you catch any of it?
What he was saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was wondering, he was talking about...
Any kind of questions you have, just make sure you ask. That's what I was going to say a while ago, because I don't think we stayed on the topic too much.
No, you're good,
We're talking about
and that's
just
kind of,
anything.
that's fine by me. I get off topic all the time,
Yeah.
so don't feel like we have to be on no type of topic.
Well,
I'll ask questions whenever it comes to my mind, but he mentioned women, and I wanted to know, like, as a woman, what are the hardest struggles you have out here being homeless?
Keeping clean.
Keeping clean,
Like,
yeah.
I'm believe it or not, my name is, everybody calls me Cricket.
Yeah.
I got a Facebook page. I also have one underneath my real name.
Yeah.
Bleep that out.
I'll bleep that. Yeah, no, I can cut. Yeah.
As you can tell, I will not look nothing like this. You probably won't even recognize me.
Yeah.
If you want to, I'll pull it up for you so you can
I don't even have Facebook. I
Really?
deleted all my social media
Tevin,
in 2017.
come here, baby. Let me see your phone. I look nothing like I do right now.
Yeah.
I've actually aged about 6 years just being out here, the 3 years that I have been, and it's took a toll on me.
Yeah.
But I have a picture of me in a badass boss pose, you know, in my own home that I owned, in nice hardwood floors. You know, you could tell, you know, I was very well put together then, and keep it clean. I don't
Keep it clean.
like to be dirty.
Yeah.
I hate looking like this, and it's hard for me to go in town and deal with things in town and do things that I need to do when I look like a dang homeless hobo all the time.
Yeah. Do y'all
See your phone?
do you deal with harassment?
Like what kind of?
Just any kind of harassment as a woman, you know, because as a man,
Yeah.
most people don't want to go
my
fuck with
collarbone
another
got
dude.
broken.
Your collarbone got broken?
Yeah.
Damn.
Somebody hit me in the collarbone with a big ass log because I was
Dude
chasing
or a woman?
a dude.
Really?
Yeah, women don't mess with me. They know better than that shit. Like they know better.
Yeah.
They don't hardly say nothing to me. Period. They just kind of stay away from me.
Yeah.
Like I hardly interact with any other homeless women.
Yeah.
And that I think has a lot to do with the men keep us separated too, because they're not able to be like, oh no, this motherfucker, you know, he did this and they watch out
so
for
word
him.
don't spread, kind of.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
What they do, what their game plan is,
Yeah.
you know, in other words. But yeah, and you have to watch who you're around because your best friend will dose you into quickness.
Yeah.
And sell your own body. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And sell you.
$500, like you were saying.
Not
Get someone locked up.
$500.
Yeah.
It's less than that.
Really?
Hell, women are fucking treated like them. It's crazy. Anyway, and if a motherfucker can make $1, even if you're his girlfriend, this is what I'm saying now. Even if that's your girlfriend,
Yeah.
I've known for where people have dosed them and sold them just to make $1 off of them.
Is there
come
like
up.
by selling? You mean like trafficking? Like
yeah,
like someone could be here today and gone tomorrow.
No, not like that.
Not
Like
like that? Okay.
sex trafficking. Trafficking is different, okay?
Yeah.
It is here, but
But
it's
it's
not in the
local.
way that you think that it is.
It's
Okay,
not
they're
like
not
pick you up
taking
and
us
take
off
you.
anymore. They're not doing none of that stuff. Okay, you get dropped off here by your loved one like I did and left. Then you know that's not why he did it.
Yeah.
But we were having problems,
Yeah.
but I'm stuck here in a circle of vicious cycle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's hard to get out of
Yeah.
because people have it set up that way. You know, just bad people in general
Yeah.
have it set up that way.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get out. You can't do any better. My mama asks me all the time, it's been 3 years. And you ain't gotten any better. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't doing nothing. I said, Mama, I'm trying. You know, you can tell that I'm not the type of person to just not get better.
Yeah.
But it's hard because you have people that are set up in certain places that are causing that stuff to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Chain reactions, you know, it's a ripple effect.
Yeah.
And they know that if they set us off and make us go into one of our episodes and it makes us look crazy, because they know if people are only going to deal with so much before they snap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and if we're doing good and we're looking stable-minded, like we're fixing to get back on our feet, they trigger you on purpose to cause you to have an episode to end you up over there in Pine Grove, or put you back out here in the streets. And I'm not lying when I say that. It is a set up program. Okay, people are in place all over the city in jobs and everywhere, like changes and stuff like that. There's probably people everywhere that's got benefited from it somehow.
So Changes was a place that could like give people, like get you on with the
Yes.
job or whatever.
Yes, they help people with getting your IDs.
And they're closing that down? Why?
Yes, I don't know. That's only 2 places that we have here in Hattiesburg that help us, and they're going
Really?
to close one of them down. The other one doesn't help women at all.
That's Fieldhouse?
The field house, yeah,
Okay.
men stay there.
Only men?
Only men, okay?
There's not a place
No
for women.
can stay there. The only place for women is out way on 42, and we can't get back and forth to
That's
town.
Pedal, right? 42?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It like going toward Glendale.
Glendale,
Okay.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, it's so far out that you can't walk back and
No,
forth to
yeah,
town.
not.
You can't get resources
Not
unless you're
realistically.
out there, and they control you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Okay, if I have a night job, if I'm not there before curfew, I don't have a shelter for that night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they don't think about things like that. Women are way out of the city. Why? When men should be the ones that are way out of the city because they can get jobs and have transportation back and forth.
Or put them both central.
They
Put both women and men central.
they
That
have
way.
coexisting
Yeah.
stuff like that, but they don't do that here.
Well, I mean, even like build another.
But
You
still,
know,
they're not gonna
that's
do
what I was
anything.
kind of getting at by saying like every 3 minutes you drive down the road and there's a church. Why can't all these churches pool their tithe money together and build a shelter for women?
Because they're only for themselves.
Exactly.
Their church.
That's the problem.
Their church family. They're this.
Yeah,
They're,
they
everybody's
keep it in
selfish.
the family. It's very, and that's not that's not what religion and Christianity should be about. It should be about helping your
Everybody
community,
anyway.
because the community is what builds and
Well,
grows.
that and my preacher was saying one time that a church is a hospital. Okay, for people. Okay, where we go to church to get healed from the damages of the outside world.
Yeah.
And if you go to church and you feel awkward or you feel put out of place or ashamed because of who you are, then you're not going to want to go back to that church. If you go to the hospital and people are fucking treating you wrong in a hospital and because you're sick and not giving you what you need doctor-wise, are you going to go back to that doctor?
Hell no.
Well, the same thing with a church. If you're not getting what you need from a church spiritually to heal you,
Yeah.
you're not going to go back to that church.
Yeah.
Okay?
And that's how I was telling you about that one church I went to. I saw them. They were
That's a show.
selling coffee and mentioned tithes like 4 times.
That's Tevin's church he brought me to.
Lincoln? Wait.
After towards seminary or some...
No, this place was off of Lincoln Road called Venture.
I don't know that one. But I thought the way you said selling the coffee, his church, he brought me to have one like that too.
Sell coffee?
It's
Yeah.
sold coffee.
I just think that's wrong because at the end of the day, it's a bean and water. Come on, give some people some coffee. You know,
Yeah.
like Jesus would give out some coffee if he was here right now.
Well, see, everything has to have financial stability. So
Yeah.
I can understand that's why you have to pay your dues and tithes at church. God even has...
But that should go to coffee.
Yeah,
Come on, it's coffee.
Yeah,
Like,
I know what you're saying. But God even has a baker, is what I say, is what my preacher said, my pastor said.
Yeah.
He is one of the, he'll tell you real quick, like, you don't pay your tithes, you get in trouble too.
Yeah.
You have to pay your tithes at church.
Yeah.
You're giving to the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, he does that for a reason, because here on earth, financially, he has to have some kind of foothold.
Yeah.
If you don't pay your tithes, then how is he going to build another church? How is he going to spread the word anywhere else if he can't get his people where they need to go?
My interpretation of that, because I'm on a journey reading the Bible right now. My beard right now, I don't normally have a beard, but I told myself I'm not gonna shave my beard till I finish reading the Bible. So I'm like on a. I'm like, yeah.
You're gonna have a.
My girl's mad at me because she don't like the beard.
Oh, I do. I like mine.
she's like, whenever she kisses me and stuff, the beard gets in the way, and she's like, oh. But I told her, I said, I'm sorry, babe. I got committed to this shit.
Well,
and,
we've known each other for a long time, and I'm a very religious woman. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm Pentecostal. Well, he came to me right after I got to Hattiesburg. Like the day after I got to Hattiesburg, I was crying, I was upset, I was alone, I was hungry, I was barefooted, I think, wasn't I? And he rode up to me on a bicycle, and he's the oddest looking thing ever I seen. I said, what the hell? I said, what the fuck? I said, I attract the craziest people, man. And he fed me a Subway, and he followed me around for what, a week? A week before I would even give him the time of day, and you know what I'm saying? And
Termination.
He is the most loyal person I've ever seen in my life. And I see stuff out of the Bible, that Jesus told you about, like his disciples and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't call him a disciple. He's Gabriel, my angel.
Hell
Because
yeah.
he was the most loyal thing ever, okay? And he was also his most fierce soldier.
Yeah.
So, and he's an archangel, and he's super awesome. But Tevin has been the most constant, okay thing for me.
That's awesome.
He was in prison for a year, but I think that's not going to happen anymore.
As someone coming out of prison, do they give you any resources like to help you? Like, I don't know if you have family and stuff around here, but if not, because I feel like if you're coming out of prison and then you come out and you don't have family or a place to stay,
They keep you in there until you time out.
Yeah, they kind of keep. It's kind of a cycle that's set up, but they don't give you no way to get on your
Better
feet.
yourself.
There's no program or nothing that they offer once getting out. Once you're out, you're just like.
If you don't have something set up before you get out, then no, you don't. They probably should have something like that too. That would be a good idea. It would help a lot of people stay off the streets from being homeless. Because I know quite a few people coming out of prison that are the same way. But as I was telling you, Tevin's choice of being homeless is of choice.
Yeah, because of you. Yeah, that's what
he didn't
you were
want me
telling
being
me.
out here by myself.
That's some real shit right there.
And I told you that I was doing the fireplace for him because I didn't want him getting sick because it's cold and he gets cold easily.
Cold easily, yeah.
And I worry about him getting sick. I worry about him a lot because I love him and care about him. And that's what love is. People think that love is something that you can give somebody financially.
No.
It's not.
They actually just did a study with people from all over the world, different, like maybe like 20,000 people from different countries, and they realized that, or not realized, but it's like confirmed that happiness is not tied to wealth. They like
It is not.
they took.
I'm happy right now. I'm happier than I have been in many, many years.
Hell yeah.
Like it's been about 5 or 6 years since I've been this happy. And you know what it's caused from?
From
Feeling like I'm enough for somebody.
hell yeah.
Feeling like that he loves me because of who I am. He does not judge me. Now there's some things that I might do that he doesn't agree with, but he doesn't turn his back on me for it. He still loves me. He's still here with me. Even though I go through my episodes and I'm not as stable minded as he is at this point, he's still out here with me. You know what I'm saying? And he wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Believe me, I know. I've tried to run him off a couple of times because I wanted him to go home because I didn't want him to be out here.
Yeah.
You know, not because I didn't want to be with him, but because I don't want him being out here suffering through all this shit with me.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard, and it's hard. Like I put a good face on and I'm smiling right now, but you should have seen me yesterday when I was crying and I was upset because I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like I'm so tired.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it's
no,
not your
no.
fault.
I am sorry though. Like I know I can't. Like there's nothing I can do. Like as a, I'm
Yeah.
just a 24-year-old kid with.
Hey,
But
you're gonna make a difference.
I want to make a difference. That's my goal in life. That's
Well,
my
you're
goal on earth is to make a difference. Not
Somebody-
just here in Hattiesburg, not just here and there in Texas, everywhere in the whole world.
Well, you doing what you're doing is gonna cause somebody else to see that it's not wrong to help people,
Yeah.
or that it's okay to go the extra step just because somebody needs it. People are so selfish these days. They don't want to go out of their comfort zone or out of their usual because they don't want to have to do anything for anybody. They don't. How do I put it? They don't want to have to put the work in to be a good person.
Yeah.
They want to be a good person. They say, hey, I'm a good person. They put this good face on and all that. And the layout for their life is okay. That could be labeled a good person. But are you really a good person? Or are you just doing it because
It's a show.
Exactly.
And that's another thing is like people in today's age of society, I think ever since like probably 2010, the social media age, whenever the social media really started getting prevalent, I'd say that was about 2010 and on, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
And I think ever since then, there's been a lot more separation in society.
MySpace page.
MySpace
Ever
was like
since
2008,
MySpace,
really,
yep.
yeah. But Facebook really changed the game. MySpace was kind of
Yes.
more fun and like you had music on your thing, but Facebook, everyone started acting for online. No one showed their true selves. Everyone's pretending to be all happy and shit.
Pretending to be somebody that they're
pretending to
not.
be somebody that they're not, and it created the separation.
Well, shit, that sucks. It's all good though, because I get back to it in another like 5 minutes from then, and we continue on the interview from there for another 40 minutes or so, and I'll get back to y'all with that next week. In the meantime, subscribe, like, comment, and I will see y'all then. I appreciate y'all for checking out this video. Y'all have a good rest of your day, and thanks for watching.